Hi, I have a quick scrapbooking idea this week, and here's what you're going to do. Cut out a shape, any shape that you like, large, to use on a scrapbook layout, and just cut it out of some scrap paper. Here I have the shape that I've decided to use, just out of plain white loose leaf. And we're going to use up our scraps while scrapping today. So I went through my drawer and found a bunch. Just look for a bunch of papers that just kind of coordinate, colors go together, or colors that match your photo. I pulled a bunch out and I started cutting strips off of them. So some I kept just as a strip, others I tore, okay, a torn edge, and quite a few I used special punches or scissors to create a unique edge on the different strips that you're going to use. Okay, so I have all these different strips. I can show you real quick. All these strips cut out and ready to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your shape and you're going to use a stick glue, and you're going to glue all over. You may want to start at one edge, otherwise it'll dry before you finish your project. So I'm going to start at this side, and I have prearranged these, so I just have to find number 1. And when I pick them up, I flipped some over. Number 5, I think this is number 1. So lay number 1 just so that it goes right to the edge of your shape. And I'm actually going to do the other side at the same time and go in towards the centerpiece. So number 10, I think I had 10 pieces, is where? Number 10, I'm going to put over at this edge, like that. And number 2, I think that the 1 is not going to, you have to put it high enough so your numbers don't show in the end. 2, 3, you might need to put some glue if your strips are too fat so it goes right to your strip. 3, 9 I have here. 8. And you're creating a pattern paper basically. 7. You want to preset them out to make sure you have enough strips. 4 coming in here. 6 here, and 5. Alright, I think I need this moved over a little. And the nice thing with stick glue is they pull up fairly easily if you're quick enough. I'm just going to slip that over, so I can flip that one over. Strip of glue here. My last strip is on. Okay? So, and if you want to roughen up the edges, grab your file. It'll make them stand out a little more. You could do that before gluing them on also. Normally I do that. Forgot this time. Okay, and then turn it over. Actually, that side's pretty cool too. I'm going to now take my scissors and cut around my original shape. Now this technique also works for cards, and hopefully it's close by. I have one where I use this technique. Of course, you can always go to my website and see the close-ups. And this project, the scrapbook page, if you want to see the finished layout, you'll have to go to my website at scraphappycat.blogspot.com, because this is just one element I've got to do. All the rest of it I haven't even thought about yet. Okay, so I'm recutting around my shape. Almost done. I'm trying to be pretty careful. That's why it's going slow here. Alright, that's a little bit. And check that out. I think that is really cool looking. And now you can use that, you could even do it bigger as a large background for your page if you had long strips. But my strips weren't long enough, my scraps weren't long enough to do a larger version of this shape, so I did a small one. And I'm going to find a smaller picture. This would take up way too much of my effort in making that background. So I'll probably either trim this down or find a smaller picture to use, and then this will frame it and give it that really cool texture. And I'll go also around and give it that final edge. It'll give it that finished look that I talked about in my distressing video. So I hope you like this idea. It's pretty simple and quick, but it's a great way to use up your leftover scraps in your drawer. I know I have a ton of them. So try it and tell me what you think at scraphappycat.blogspot.com.